so those are a lot of the scenarios that you'll see in the movies that I directed are things like that, fantasy versions of rape and abduction.
Now I think it's important that you bring up the idea that making porn for women and defining that making porn for women is a much broader category than just very feminine porn, which is fine.
No,
and there are women who like that, and there should be this range. And that's been something that I've come up against in my academic career, where the idea is, if you're doing something pro-female, very often the perception is that it has to somehow then be either anti-male, or if not that extreme, that it has to be pro a specific kind of female. So it's been very difficult for me as an academic and someone who used to do adult work to sit in a classroom of people saying all pornography is bad, or that women don't like pornography.
That's such a broad statement. That would be a statement coming from someone who has not seen much.
That all pornography is oppressive to women, and that all adult work is oppressive to women, and this sort of a thing. And to hear these sorts of statements and sit there in a classroom and decide, how far am I going to go down this argument today?
Well, and as a performer, yeah, exactly.
How much should I reveal in a classroom of my academic peers that I
have to
deal with for the next 16 weeks? How far am I going to go in this argument? And sometimes I shut my mouth because I just am not in the mood to go there, and other times I explode all over the place and let them deal with picking up the pieces for the next 15 weeks. Which means nobody sits next to me.
Well, you get the feminists that are just like, how could you do it? You're being exploited. It's like, okay, first of all, I'm doing it because I want to be doing it. They're not forcing me to do it. There's no gun to my head. I'm there of my own free will. I'm getting paid to do it. I'm having a good time with it. What's bad about this? This kind of seems like I'm in control of my own destiny. Isn't that what feminism is kind of about?
I'm getting paid more than men.
Yeah, and we're getting paid more than
it's
men.
One job.
And we've made we've said that very often.
And it's all about the girl. I mean, come on, let's get real.
Absolutely.
Because, we like to make porn that encompasses everybody, but the core of the porn watchers are men. And who are they looking for? They're looking for a hot chick on the box cover. They're looking for their favorite girl in a scene. They're looking for a blonde with big tits. Whatever. It's all about what... it's a service being provided, I guess. Is that a good way to put it?
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
Absolutely.
Definitely. Yeah.
But, it's nothing degrading to women. Now, granted, there are some people, but there's bad people in every business.
Yeah,
there are some
every
people.
Absolutely.
I know, I've heard of sets, and I've never really been on that many, but, where you'll hear somebody doing something really bad, or something kind of rude, or, or just something flat out fucked up. I'm just about that, every now and then it's like, this is the stuff I hate about the business,
Yeah.
There's the seedy side. It's fortunate, though, that the seedy side is much smaller than the non-seedy side.
I think women are giving themselves permission to explore and figure out what they really like. They're not what they've been taught, I mean,
What's scary, though, is the girls that are turning 18 and coming into the business.
I agree that I had always felt that was a little young to start doing adult work.
I started when I was in my early 20s, and I had no idea what sex was about.
Yeah, I started when I was 26. But wow, my world had just exploded, really, for the previous 6 months to a year before that. And had come to know a whole lot of stuff, and then started doing that too, as kind of a part of figuring myself out sexually. But what was your experience coming into it, not really knowing a lot?
It was actually, coming into the business when I did in '94 was a lot different. It was more like a family sort of thing. You always worked with the same people. It was a much smaller business. You worked with the same crew all the time. They just became like your family. Yeah, and you were on set long days. And
this is pre-Gonzo.
This is pre-Gonzo.
Crazy Human pet tricks.
This is before the circus acts, before the long dildos that are 44 inches. Yeah. This is like way back in the day when dinosaurs, roamed the earth and that sort of thing.
And we filmed them.
But it was a whole different business.
Dinosaur
porn.
Brilliant.
That's what it is.
But I think a lot of people prefer that kind of porn too. We've been having this discussion a lot.
Absolutely, we have. It's really weird because, our personal life, our sex life's quite extreme. Yet I'm really into really tame porn. I like, you know, attractive girls or girls with, the, you know, as soon as they start, and we've got this thing, it has spikes on it, and we're going to nail him, and then this, I just lose interest. I'm like, oh, too complicated. Blokes, women, girls, done.
Missionary.
There we go. Yeah.
Which is the complete opposite to my personal life. I don't know why that is either. It's just the way it is.
Well, men are very visual.
That's fine. Well, actually, I was, where was I? I had just read a study, and I think I posted a copy of this maybe recently or something, that there was actually a study done as to whether men or women were more visually, erotically stimulated. And actually men and women are just as equal.
I think women are taught.
Erotic visual stimulation.
I think it's taught.
And that it is taught. Women are taught that they're not supposed to like it. So that while the women were watching porn and they were being measured for sexual reaction, they were reporting, oh no, I'm not turned on, this is not working for me, I'm not turned on. But their actual physiological reaction was that they were turned on. So not only are they actually just as visually turned on, but they're disconnected from it, which is sad.
That's a big deal.
It's not biological, it's social.
Yeah.
They're socialized to be disconnected from being turned on.
Well, and I think if, you know, somebody gives you the okay that it's okay to be, then you're gonna. It's kind of like the way I figured out I was bisexual. I was married in my former life. The first time, my first husband.
I have a
former life,
yes.
But I mean, I was young. I got married at 21.
Oh, me too.
And but I remember one day we used to watch porn together. And he asked me once, he's like, well, my ex-girlfriend, Tina, she used to always make me fast forward through the girl scenes. Why don't you do that? And I'm like, oh, I don't know. I think they're kind of, I like them. He's like, have you ever thought that you might be bisexual? And I went, ding, oh. Before that, it had never been dawned on me.
Mine didn't go that smoothly. But we can discuss that at some other juncture.